You're only in this chapter of life for so long. Recently, I've just been feeling so grateful for my life. I feel like over the last few weeks, I've really started to develop a great routine and I feel very on track. Just like anything, there is ebbs and flows, and I know that in a few weeks, a few months, maybe even a few days, I will feel out of line, off track, and that's okay. This chapter of my life is the time where I want to try it all, see what works for me, and find my lane. And as I've been feeling so productive, I've just been taking a step back and feeling so grateful. I realize that this version of my life is very temporary. This apartment, this life that I built for myself at this current moment, age 20, February 4th at 12 o'clock exactly. Like, this part of my life is so fleeting. And one day I will look back on these memories thinking, I wish that I could just be here for a day, experiencing the go, go, go. Like, I'm making a video today for my social medias where I literally today have 3 hours of free time. I woke up at 7:40, got ready, went right to class, got out of class at 10:30, and I have from 10:30 to 1:30 to do all the things that I want to do to put myself where I want to be. Like, I only have so long today, and it's go, go, go. Like, it is just, I'm in the grind. Like, I'm in the thick of it right now, and it feels awesome because I think if this was my life for my whole life, I would be very burnt out and it would feel not great. But there's something so freeing in the fact that I know this go, go, go-ness, this phase of my life is so fleeting. It's so temporary. It may only be like this for this semester. Next semester could be different. Next month could be different. Maybe I get a new job. Maybe I quit this job. Maybe I start doing whatever. Fleeting could mean 1 year. Fleeting could mean 1 month. Fleeting could be one more day. I felt like I was looking a little too orange, so I fixed it up. But when it comes to your life, just as for me, I frame it as this part of my life is only temporary. That's my way of being able to get through these times. I don't dread these times, I actually really enjoy them. But some days it does feel like a lot when I'm trying to post on every platform, go to school, do my homework, I'm working for a business, while working a minimum wage job, while lifting every day, while running consistently. I'm trying to balance all these things, and now is my time to be super just about me. What works for me? Who am I? What am I doing in my life? That's the phase of life. That's the chapter of life that I am in. And I realize that. This moment of my life, I need to just be leaning into the things that I like, the things that I feel good at. And you're going through a chapter of your life. And it doesn't always have to be about progression. Sometimes it just has to be about getting through. And during the phases of life when you're just getting through, you're not just getting through. You're growing and you're learning what you don't want, which is just as valuable as being in a phase of life when you feel like you're doing everything you do want. Because you know how I can be in this phase of life? Because I've went through tons and tons and tons of those ups and down phases of I'm doing great, not doing great. I'm doing great. No, I'm not. I'm being productive. I'm doing what I think I should. I'm not being productive. I'm not making any progress. If you go back on my page, I've posted videos where I say, I feel like I'm making no progress. I'm not doing the things I want to do. I do feel like I'm making progress and I do feel like I'm doing the things I want to do, but I couldn't be here if I didn't go through those moments of not knowing and not liking where I was at. It's very easy to get ahead of yourself, and I catch myself doing it all the time. And on the flip side, it's very easy to be stuck in the past and think your past self knew better, you were doing better, because I've been in both of those boats. And the best piece of advice that I ever hear is just be where your 2 feet are. Be present. Be here in the now. Experience your life for what it is now, because one day it will be different. Maybe you're watching this and you have a job, your life feels so locked in place and you just hate it. Nobody is going to make change for you. You have to make change for yourself. You don't have to stay in that position that you don't like. And you hear people say this all the time. And it took a long time for me to fully understand what that meant, that I can radically choose to do the things that I feel necessary for myself in my life. And thank God I found this out and discovered this and truly believed this early in my life. And just as the low times are hard, sometimes the highs for me are difficult too, because I know these highs, these moments where I'm feeling super good, they only come because I experienced the lows, meaning but soon enough, I'll be here and I'll be feeling like, man, I'm not doing great. But I try not to allow that to take away from reaping the reward of those lows. Because that's what this is right now. These moments where I feel great in my life, this is the reward. This phase in my life, I am radically choosing myself. I do the things that work for me. I choose And in ways that don't negatively affect other people, I'm very selfish. And what I mean by that is I choose to do the things that I feel like are going to put me in a better spot, not at the detriment and to put other people down or to step on other people while I'm going up. Choosing that, you know what? I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to do these things because I want to do what works for me in these moments. And I've kind of built my life that this isn't too difficult. I don't have like people that are always saying, oh, let's go to the bar. Like, I don't even have a fake ID. But this chapter of my life feels so exciting. I feel like I'm really building. And it's just as exciting to know that one day my chapter of life will be like raising a family. I want to have a family. I want to have kids. And I'll see like little kid videos on TikTok and I'm like, oh my God, it'll be so cool to have a kid. But not at this point in my life. I don't want a kid now. And being able to stay in this moment and appreciate it for all that it is, I hope it allows me to, when I'm in the moment of being a dad, being a husband, being whatever my next chapter of life will be, that I'm not looking back at these moments thinking, if only I did a little more, if only I appreciated it more, because like I said before, it's very easy to want to go back because these times now seem so much better than your problems of the future. But my problems now feel hard. Just as I said in another video, problems today feel hard. The problems tomorrow feel even harder, making today not that bad. Especially in the low moments, it's very easy to say like, oh, I wish I just had it figured out. I wish I just knew. I wish I was okay. But when I'm in those moments, I catch myself and I know in the back of my head, I don't wish to be out of this. Like I know that I need to experience these things because when the ball is rolling now and I'm on the high, I just feel like I know what I'm doing because I don't want to get back to those moments where I feel lost. Now, let's say in your life, you feel like the chapter you're in is not for you. It's not suiting you. You're not where you want to be. I think a lot of people would fall into this boat. Coming from a young person with not a lot of life experience, this is my opinion, my probably naive opinion at this age, but this is my opinion. If you're going through a phase of life that doesn't feel like it's for you, it's not suiting you, you're not where you want to be, you don't feel aligned, you are probably 100% correct on that. And genuinely, you just have to take little steps and you start clawing your way out and clawing your way to a life that feels right. You're slowly inching that page to flip over to that next chapter. It would be very easy for me. I have 3 hours of free time today. 3 hours to sit on my phone, play video games, do nothing. But instead, I choose to optimize my time. I went right to the gym after class. I came right home, got to recording this video. I got to edit. I got to work for my friend's business. And I got to do homework that I'm probably not going to do because I don't have time. And then I'm going to work for 8 hours and I'm going to get home at like 10:30 tonight, do a little bit of anything if possible, but go right to bed and wake up at tomorrow and have class at 8 a.m. But the work that I'm putting in right here, right now, 12:26 p.m., this is what's going to get me to the next chapter. And I'm trying to make that next chapter better than this one. And this chapter already feels incredible because like I said, I don't want to look back on now and think, if only I worked a little harder, I could have got to my goals. I'd rather look back, and if the goals that I have in mind don't pan out, I could look back and confidently be like, you know what? I gave it my best shot. I put as much effort as I could, and it wasn't enough. I would feel satisfying in failing that way of saying, you know, I gave it my all and it just wasn't enough because I put it all out on the table rather than looking back and saying, you know, I could have done more. It's very easy to say that. Don't look back on this chapter of life and wish that you would have done more. You have the ability to do more. And not only that, just take a moment and appreciate the chapter you're in, even if it sucks. Appreciate it because one day you will get to a chapter that doesn't suck, that feels so fruitful and incredible. There is a chapter of life that's better than this one. And if you're in a good chapter, you don't even know how good it can get. This all goes back to a glass half full mentality. Be where your 2 feet are. Be in this chapter of life. Don't rush it. Don't wish it away, even when it sucks. I have self-saved like Snapchat memories of hard chapters in my life saying like, I know I'm supposed to be going through this. I just had a memory pop up where it was kind of a rough patch. And I was like, I know this is what I'm supposed to be going through right now because few years later, look at me now. Be in this chapter. Work through it. Try to better yourself in this chapter. Don't leave anything on the table. And just know, even if you can't do all of that, time keeps moving. Eventually, the days will change, the months, the years, your age, your life will keep moving. You can and will get through this chapter. And one day you'll look back and be like, wow, all of a sudden, it's 2050. and 2026 would just 24 years ago. Oh my God, I'll be age what? 54? No, 44? No, I'd be 54. No, I'd be 49. No, I'd be 45. I don't know why I can't do math. This chapter, just like all the other chapters of your life, have silver linings. They have stuff you can be grateful for. They have stuff that you can be happy about. Even if you don't have a lot, you have more than others. If you have a mom in your life, if you have a brother in your life, if you have a home, if you have an apartment, if you have food on the table, there's people that don't have one of those. You may be watching this and have more than me, and I may be at lack. Just appreciate where you're at. Be in this chapter. One day, this chapter will pass, for better or for worse. And if you're in a good chapter, it's hard to hear that. But if you're in a bad chapter, there's a little bit of relief in that. I don't want this chapter to end. I want to be 20 forever. So instead of being 40 and wishing I could be 20, I'll just appreciate being 20 now. Thank you for listening. Keep doing what you can. Keep pushing yourself. You got this. I'm going to keep showing up. I'll see you soon. Keep it pushing. I'll see ya.